These big garbage cans are getting hard to find. And when you do find them, they're very expensive. I've had this one for 15 years and I've got a little issue with it. A big issue, maybe. It's broken. This hinge is broken. And I got a big crack in the lid. We're going to try to fix this today. So I bought this plastic welder off Amazon. It's like $30, maybe $40. Let's see what it comes with. So we've got different colors of plastic for melting plastic on plastic. Different colors here. Clear even. So we've got all that material. Looks like the kit even come with new latches for the case, so apparently that's been a big complaint. We got a razor knife. We've got some attachments. This is the welder itself, and all sorts of different types of staples. More plastic. Different kinds of staples we can put in there. These are smearing blades where you can attach these and smear the plastic over. And that is a cutting blade where you can attach and cut plastic. That might actually work well for the foam boards. My wife likes to make decorative arches. Well, I make them. She tells me what to make and I make them. But this might be good for my wife's projects. Not sure what that's for. You got some mesh here if you want to mesh things together. Not sure what this is for. And we've got some dikes. Oh, wait a minute. I got to be careful what I say. Liberals get offended by that word. These used to be called, years ago, these were called dikes. And now I guess they're called snips or wire cutters, maybe more appropriately, especially for this application, cutting these wire fittings that you weld metal together with. All right, so let's try it out. All right, I've never done this before, but I believe you take the staples and see the holes, kind of small. They're like the perfect diameter for the staple. So you stick the staple in, pull the trigger, and heat it up. And while it's heating up, you want to line up your maybe. I'm going to try, make an attempt to line up whatever you're welding. Maybe I should have done that before I started recording. Get the staple good and hot. I got my finger on the other side, so I gotta be careful not to burn it. Gotta be careful not to go all the way through. There's that one. I should probably just bring the bag of staples over here. Let's put another one in. All right. It heats up pretty quick, so I guess you don't have to wait for it to heat up. But you may have to wait for it to cool off to pull the staple out of the gun. We're getting better at this. We're going to join these together and yeah, it's going to be like inviting God into holy matrimony. It's going to be like a tri-union. All right, I don't know if you can see that, but I went all the way through with the first one. No bueno, no good. We're going to load this thing up with staples. I bought this plastic welder on Amazon for $36. It was shipped to me in 2 to 3 days, something, the norm, and it seems to be pretty good setup for what it is. It's the upgraded 220 watt. They call it upgraded. It's Amazon. I don't know if that's really an upgrade, but I noticed the other welders were a lower wattage, and maybe that's why it doesn't take so long for it to heat up. But anyways, it did real well, and you can see in one part of the video I actually knocked it off the table and it fell about 3.5 feet to the concrete and still works. I'm hard on tools sometimes just because I'm clumsy, and it worked out. Oh, that holds together much better, but we're not done. We'll do some on the other side. This trash can, the lid anyways, is kind of looking a little bit like Frankenstein with all the staples or stitches, or I'm not sure what you call those things, but it's a really good concept. You just stick them in the gun, heat them up, and man, they melt through that plastic pretty quick. You got to be careful not to go all the way through. And of course, that lid is it's not the thickest piece of plastic, uh, but it's awesome. Okay, so now we'll take our dikes and shoot. Uh, I'm sorry, liberals. I'm really not trying to upset you, hurt your feelings or anything. It's just what they've been called for so many years. Uh, we'll take our wire cutters, our snips, and snip the ends off. caught myself a couple times in this video, kind of to make things sound a little political, I'm really not trying to do that. I'm kind of a brutally honest person. I just call it how I see it. I am a Christian conservative, but I love everyone. I don't hate people that don't think like me or believe like me. Okay, maybe now we'll try to melt some plastic, see how that goes. Now we'll try to melt some of this plastic. Just to, I've never seen it done. I've seen people use staples. I've never seen this done. So I'm just curious how this may or may not work out. Let's go to a flat spot here. So the kit did come with several different colors of plastic rods, and they are polypropylene. And the problem with this whole thing is not that it didn't work, because it did, but the problem with it is I've never seen anyone do it. I haven't really researched it that hard to find someone doing this, but I'm sure there are certain techniques, just like welding with a regular welder. Um, you have to fill the gap, not just cover it. You have to fill it to make sure that it bonds. And there's so many different types of plastics. I'm just not sure if polypropylene is like a one size fits all type of plastic. So like I say, it's a learning curve, and there's some techniques that I'm missing. And also, I didn't do a very good shot of getting you all some close-ups in this video, and I'm going to work on that with my editing. So if you have any plastic stuff that's broken, I highly recommend one of these plastic welders. I see a lot of people use them, especially like small engine repair. Uh, they will use these to put plastic molded body parts, like on weed eaters and chainsaws and whatnot. They'll use that to put those things back together. Uh, Chainsaw brake handles are almost always plastic. I use it on my garbage can lid. Gives me a few more years of life in that garbage can, and maybe longer. If it breaks, maybe I'll just weld it again. So anyways, thanks for watching, and God bless.